So, before I get into the route, I wanted to start off running through a few basic tricks, um, skills that you'll need throughout the run. Fairly basic and easy to perform skills, but they're good to know concepts. All right. So the most basic one that I want to go through first is the whistle running. Whistle running is a method or is a trick you can do to run continuously without running out of stamina. Basically, the concept is while you're sprinting, you start whistling, and then you. Okay, so you're not actually sprinting. You're mashing the sprint button, which gives you a speed boost, but not as fast as holding it down. At the same time, you're holding the whistle button down, which causes the whistle action to start. And the whistle action is going to interrupt the sprinting, thereby preventing stamina from being reduced, but rather keeping you in a state where the stamina continually refills. So to kind of illustrate that, what's going on behind the scenes with whistle running is, rather than straight up sprinting like this is right here, you're actually mashing. You're actually mashing the run button kind of like this. However, when you add the when you hold down the whistle button right here, while doing that, and I'm going to do this with my middle finger, I'm going to cross, kind of why I use Joy-Cons, so I can cross sections without having to have some weird posture. When you hold the middle button, the whistle button right here, and then you smash B like that, rather than losing stamina like this, it prevents any loss of stamina and allows you to refill. Now during the run, you're going to be switching between sprinting and whistle running. Because normal sprinting, since you're not mashing the B button, is faster than sprinting while mashing the B button like this. You would want to get as many normal sprints in as possible. And then when you need to refill, all you do is whistle run by holding the down button on your left Joy-Con and mashing the B button. That's the basics of whistle running. Pretty simple, very easy to pull off. Alright, the next trick you'll be using quite often, a little bit harder. However, it's not any harder than anything you have to do in the normal game. And that trick is called a shield jump. And what the shield jump is you do your initial jump, and then you shield surf. And the shield surf acts kind of like as a second jump. And you can use that to cross gaps that you otherwise wouldn't be able to cross. And depending upon when you decide to shield surf in midair, will depend on how much distance you get or how much height you get. So brief review of how to shield surf. You jump up with the X button, hit the LZ and to shield in midair, and then you press A, and that'll activate shield surf. Like this. So, your shield jump, it's basically exactly that. You'll likely be sprinting at the time to get as much distance as possible. Jump, and then shield surf. Now, what you want to do after you shield surf is you'll need to be preserving your shield durability. So after you make the initial flip and do the shield surf, you'll want to unequip the shield before you hit the ground. And that's the basics of the shield jump. It's something you should probably practice a little bit to kind of get second nature. Because unequipping the shield at first, it's going to be a little awkward, a little weird. But being able to unequip in the middle of a fall in high tense situations will become extremely useful for a variety of reasons and a variety of different situations. It's also used in another trick I call the fall glitch, which will reset your fall distance and prevent you from taking fall damage. So the shield jump looks exactly like this. and then you'll want to equip right before you land. The shield jump can be utilized in many different ways. You can use it to get more height, or you can use it to get more distance. In the beginner route, we'll just be focusing on distance. But to get height, you would do the shield surf in midair as soon as possible, rather than waiting. And that'll get you more height, but less distance, like so. However, if you need to cross a big gap, which is what we'll be doing in the beginner route, you'll want to wait a few seconds, or a few seconds. You'll want to wait a little bit before you activate the shield surf to get you the maximum possible distance, like this. Oh, I don't have the That's another note to pay attention to, is when you do the shield jump, you want to make sure that your shield is equipped before your next shield jump, otherwise you'll stumble like that. Alright, so the shield surf, or shield jump for distance, you wait a little bit in midair and then activate the shield surf. Like that. Pretty easy. Practice the trick several times, make sure you got it down, and then you'll be able to put it into practice. Alright, the last basic skill I wanted to go over before we started going through the route is not a trick in and of itself, but it's something that's good to know that will really, really help you when you start doing stasis launches and rock launches and tree launches. And that is really the difference between your smash attack going forward and your smash attack facing away. Now the difference is that when you go forward, you'll only hit your object once per rotation. Like this. However, if you do your smash attack while facing away from the object, you'll be able to hit the object twice per rotation. Now it's a bit finicky, so what I would advise is that you wiggle the joystick back and forth as you're smash attacking, and you can kind of get that double hit in. It'll look like this. You see how that charged up much faster? Now, of course, you get the double durability hits to your weapon, so you want to be careful about that. Another thing you might have seen me utilize, I didn't really explain beforehand, is the spin attack canceling. So you'll notice I didn't slam my axe onto the ground, and that can be achieved by pressing B while you're spin attacking. So when you press B while you're spinning attacking, it'll just completely cancel the spin attack. You won't smash your axe to the ground, and you save that durability, as well as the time it takes. Another method you can do is you can jump, which will also cancel it. Now my advice when performing the cancel is that you roll your thumb from the Y button to the B button, rather than completely letting go of the Y button first. Because the moment you let go of the Y button, the final smash will activate, and you won't be able to cancel. So you'll want to make sure your Y button is still pressed down by the time you press the B button, which can be achieved by just simply rolling your thumb from one button to the next. Like this. Pretty easy. Won't take much practice to get that down, but everybody, every so often, messes up. Not too big of a deal. Normally you can recover from that. Alright, so those are the basic skills. Now to get into the route.